Hello and a very warm welcome to the preview of the third and the final ODI between India and South Africa. And India will look to deny a clean sweep by South Africa and would want to win this match. South Africa won the first ODI in Paarl by 31 wickets and then went on to better that by an emphatic win by 7 wickets in the second ODI. Now, for the third ODI, the two teams have shifted to Newlands, Cape Town. How different will the conditions be? What can one expect from this Indian team? Will there be any changes in the playing 11? Nikhil Narayan is here to discuss all of that with me. Nikhil, yes, not much at stake in terms of, this not being part of that World Cup Super League. But having said that, records do matter, and India, in the last 5 ODI series, they've lost 4 of those 5 and would really want to win this because that would save them from the humiliation of not having won a single game here.
Right, Maya. Pride is at stake, Maya, for India in this match. They don't want to lose 3-0. The last time they lost 3-0 was against New Zealand in February 2020. I think if India loses this, India's already lost this series, which means India has lost 3 of their last 4 away series. Why this is significant is that this has happened in New Zealand, Australia, and now in South Africa. Also in 2018, we lost in England, which means we've lost each of our bilateral ODI series in each of the SENA countries. And that is significant. Between 2014 and 2019, we had defeated all these SENA countries in their own backyard. So now India's fortunes in SENA in ODIs have reversed. And this is a worrying trend for India. As far as South Africa is concerned, we've discussed this before. It's a resurgent series for them. They last swept a series against Australia, interestingly, in 2020. And above all, it's a big test for KL Rahul, his temperament as a captain. Will he be more innovative? Will he make innovative bowling changes, fielding placements, more energy on the field? So it's a big test for him if he's to be given that role in the future. Meha.
Yes, and as you said, India have already lost 3 of the 4 away ODI series in SENA countries. You look at India's declining fortunes in ODI cricket, and those numbers are going to come up on your screens. The worst win-loss ratio, Nikhil, since January 2020. And to think that Bangladesh are better, there is Pakistan better, Sri Lanka better, India at 0.7, and those numbers will come up on the screens. Something's got to change here, because clearly the strategies that India are following at the moment does not seem to be working for this team. Maybe it's time to sort of reset their thinking a bit when it comes to ODI cricket.
Absolutely, Maya. These numbers are actually shocking, and I was amazed myself. I didn't expect India to have gone down so badly since the beginning of 2020. Just that we didn't pay enough attention to ODI cricket because we were all focusing on World T20. India has actually lost 10 of their 17 matches in this time frame and won only 7. Therefore, that win-loss ratio. And this is definitely a worrying trend. A lot has to be done, a change in the top order, wickets with the new ball, which we'll discuss later in the show. But these numbers are definitely, yes, in transition, but since T20, the decline has started in ODI cricket, and this is a worrying trend for India.
And it doesn't get better here if you just look at the numbers on, what one can expect in terms of playing in ODI against South Africa in Newlands and Cape Town, because those numbers tell you that India are going to have trouble trying to beat South Africa in Cape Town. The numbers are completely stacked in South Africa's favor, isn't that? So I think 37 matches, out of which South Africa won 31. Though the one number that India can take some heart from is that the last time that they played South Africa in 2018, they won in Cape Town by 124 runs.
Absolutely, and Virat Kohli scored a brilliant 160 in that match. So India has defeated South Africa the last 2 times, in fact, in Cape Town. They defeated them in 2011 also. But yes, Cape Town in ODI cricket is a sort of a bastion for South Africa. They have the 3rd best win-loss ratio for any ground in the world at Cape Town. So it's very difficult to beat South Africa in Cape Town. Some other interesting facts about Newlands, Meha, that, it's going to be cooler firstly, temperature around 28 degrees. Also, Sunny advantage is batting first. It's 8-4 to the team batting first in the last 12 matches. And the average score batting first here since 2010 is 266. So these are some interesting facts about Newlands. Let's definitely advantage batting first. So whoever wins the toss, I won't be surprised if they opt to bat first. Yeah.
This is what we said in the second match as well. India advantage batting first, and look what South Africa did, and they've done so in this series.
Yeah.
Isn't that so? I mean, even the last two test matches chasing those totals. But let's talk about what India needs to change now, because we've clearly seen that there's a pattern there where Indians are not doing well in ODIs. What can be the changes? Will India look to attack far more in the power plays, go more aggressive in the power plays? That's one thing that we need to figure out, because what we've seen from India so far, the approach has been very different in the first 10 overs. They like to go the conservative way. You know how we used to seeing ODI cricket, where you conserve your way, where you preserve your wicket rather, and then go for the kill in the last 10 overs or last 15 overs. Will that change? Should that change? Should India look to follow the template that England follows and have done so well, with following that template?
Absolutely, Maya. I think high time India changes its template in the first 10 overs. A run rate of only 5 since the 2019 World Cup in the first 10 overs is not good enough. I say it is not good enough for a team like India, because you have the talent. When you have Rohit Sharma, and if KL Rahul is opening, or there's Shikhar Dhawan, you can easily go at 7-8 by taking calculated risks. England did that with Butler, Roy, and they won the 2019 World Cup with this all-out approach. Why can't India do it? Why play old-fashioned 5.5, and then look to accelerate later? I mean, aim is now 320. 320 is par on most wickets. 280, 290 is not par anymore. So India has to change their approach at the top of the order. Just because one batsman is attacking Neha doesn't mean the other batsman plays anchor. Why can't both attack? I've not understood this. And therefore, the role of KL Rahul, again, I'm repeating, you cannot bat at a strike rate of 80 as an opener in today's limited in one-day internationals and contemporary cricket. It is just not good enough. It is counterproductive. India needs a change in approach at the top of the order in the power play.
Yes, because we've seen England do that consistently, where they went in with this approach, where they decided there was, a thought that went into it. They got cricketers who could strike at over 100. They got all-rounders and created an absolutely winning combination. But the other concern also with India is the bowlers in power plays. And we put those numbers up for our viewers. And what was shocking to see was that our number one bowler took just 1 wicket in some 11 matches in power plays. And that's just Preet Bumrah. And Bhuvneshwar Kumar is not any better, because he's taken, I think, 3 wickets. India have, they haven't been as effective with their bowling in the power plays. And if you want to be a winning outfit, then that needs to change.
Absolutely. I mean, if you don't pick wickets with the new ball, you're giving the opposition a platform, and that's exactly what India has done. I mean, Bumrah, as good as he is, and he's still a world-class bowler, but just 1 wicket in the power play in 43 overs, last 11 innings is, it's poor according to me. India has only picked 10 wickets in the last 23 matches in the power play. I mean, it's not even a wicket in 2 power plays. I mean, that's just not good enough. It's amongst the worst performances by any team in the power plays as far as wicket taking and economy is concerned. Also, Bumrah's overall record, Maya, I'm a bit worried. He started his ODI career absolutely brilliantly, bagging 103 wickets at a strike rate of almost 22. But then, in the last 11 matches since the 2019 World Cup, coinciding with that stress fracture, his strike rate has fallen to 79.2, just 8 wickets in 11 matches. And that is worrying India, which means he's not picking wickets with the new ball. And when he returns for a second spell, he's again not getting the wickets. Yes, he's restrictive, but that is not, Bumrah's only role in the team. He needs to pick wickets. Otherwise, teams will get the big scores against India. India have a double power play problem with the batsmen and with the bowlers.
Well said. And I think the huge difference that we saw in those 2 matches at PAL was also how the South African spinners were much better than the Indian spinners, much more effective. And that's another question as to what can India do going into this match, given that the conditions are going to be far more South African in a sense than what we found in Pal, which almost resembled an Indian wicket. And that's what I'm wondering, how impactful will Ashwin and Chahal be in this match?
I mean, yeah, I mean, they have to try something new. One, I think Ashwin on this wicket, maybe he can't open the bowling, but they have to, definitely give, the ball more air and flight. Chahal has to bowl an off-stump line. Ashwin cannot bowl a flatter trajectory. So some subtle bowling changes they have to adopt. Otherwise, South Africa will again sweep their way to glory against them. Also, Virat Kohli needs to figure out what he's doing, against spinners. He cannot firstly get bogged down, and then he cannot be dismissed, playing uncanny sweep shots and, drives early in his innings. He needs to figure out a way not only to sort of maneuver the strike, but also to dominate spinners. It's one of India's biggest problems. In the last couple of years, Virat Kohli is batting against spinners. The numbers are going down considerably. And we've discussed this, Meha, before, the middle. We've discussed this before, Meha, the middle order woes for India. Shreyas Iyer has failed in 5 of the last 6 matches. I am in favor of Surya Kumar Yadav. Just give Shreyas Iyer a break. So, these are some of the concerns for India in this match and going forward.
I get that. And I also get the fact that now India needs to make some changes even in the bowling department, because that bowling was not impactful. It was not effective. It did not get you the wickets that you wanted. We already spoke about power play being a huge problem. Spinners not coming good. What is the change that India are likely to make when it comes to their bowling? Do you see Jasprit Bumrah being rested, given that we know the workload of Jasprit Bumrah? He's playing in all 3 formats. Or will it be Bhuvneshwar Kumar who sits out and maybe a Mohammad Siraj gets a look in? Which also takes me to the next question as to, that third pacer, that option, that we don't have because we don't have a genuine all-rounder. And so you have to go in with a Venkatesh Iyer, but you also want to go in with Shardul Thakur. So there is no place for Mohammad Siraj.
Absolutely. No, I think India have got it wrong, because on flat tracks, you need a third genuine pacer. And we are resting Mohammad Shami, remember, also for this series. So Mohammad Shami is not there. All the load is on Bumrah. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is not a genuine fast bowler anymore. He's a medium pacer now. So India needs either to you rest Jasprit Bumrah, because his workload management needs to be managed now. He'll burn out otherwise. And it has to be done. I won't be surprised if he doesn't play the West Indies and Sri Lanka series. There is no need for Bumrah to play those series. Anyway, in this match, Jasprit Bumrah should be rested. I think Mohammad Siraj can take his place. Bhuvneshwar Kumar should be replaced by Deepak Chahar. And Surya Kumar should come in place for Shreyas Iyer. Again, Ruturaj Gaikwad I would have liked, but India also want to win this match. They won't rest Shikhar Dhawan. And KL Rahul, for some reason, won't bat at number 5. So I think those are the changes I expect India to make. Yeah.
I genuinely think that it's high time KL Rahul comes back into the middle order. Get Shreyas Iyer or Venkatesh Iyer, one of them out, and get Ruturaj Gaikwad, who is in the form of his life, right at the top, to open with Shikhar Dhawan and go in with that strategy of, hey, we're going to go all guns blazing in the power plays and let's see how we do. But we'll have to wait and watch out for what KL Rahul and Rahul Dravid are thinking. We'll find out soon enough. But thank you so much, Nikhil, for joining us. And we'll get you all the latest from this match, as well as from everything that happens in the world of sports. For now, goodbye. Thanks for watching.